Always prepared.
Always prepared. High vis, work feet, sleeping bag. I was the 5th student at Stepping Stones.
One of the OGs.
Yeah, one of the OGs. So I started Stepping Stones in 2006 until I left in 2011. I guess the biggest reason I went to Stepping Stones was because I pretty much had no self-confidence, no self-esteem at all. The mainstream secondary school could have accommodated me, could have worked with me.
Yeah.
I couldn't have coped in mainstream just because I didn't have confidence. And I'd always been very quiet. And so I would be in class struggling because I couldn't write as quickly as I needed to, couldn't get the information down fast enough. So I was always a quiet kid that used to struggle, and I'd never say anything. I was too scared to go to school. Stepping Stones. The teachers just took the time. Well, for one, they had the time because the class was small.
Yeah.
They made me kind of feel, I don't know, worthy, like important. Kind of building my confidence was not a quick process. It took years. My disability is I have a secondary dystonia, which is a neurological condition. Kind of presents similar to cerebral palsy. We thought I had cerebral palsy until I was about 11, but I then had an MRI scan. So for a long time, I was an undiagnosed neurological condition. And then various kind of tests, so I then got diagnosed with secondary dystonia caused by birth hypoxia. The messages from the brain to the muscles, etc. Essentially the wires crossed. I was 15 and I had something called a deep brain stimulation put in, kind of like a pacemaker, but for the brain. It dampens down the uncontrolled movements. There's always a risk of infection because it's a foreign body going in, and I got an infection. And I was on kind of 3 or 4 months of the strongest antibiotics they could give me. It just wasn't doing anything. Feeling pretty rubbish, to say the least, for those 4 months. And the doctor said when it got taken out, they would go back to the way they were before, whereas actually they kind of got a bit worse, that they kind of were like not quite as bad as they were before. I've always known I've wanted to work with animals in some capacity. When like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, something like that, I wanted to be a vet. I kind of slowly realised actually for me physically, with my disability in my hands, like realistically that was never going to be an option for me. I did consider other career tracks, but also I went through a phase of, I'm never going to be able to work with animals because of my disability. Yeah. It's not going to work, etc. Kind of, it's far better to do something at college, uni that you love, rather than something you feel you should do. So now I'm very much a person, I'll give anything a go. Yeah, and to be honest, 9 times out of 10 I can do it. So I did a level 3 BTEC in animal management, Norwest Wood in Guildford. Undergrad, I did a 4-year degree and I did wildlife conservation with a year in industry. 1st and 2nd year in Kent. 3rd year was a year in industry. Kind of a bit of a kind of shock to the system to then go back for the final year. For part of my year in industry for my undergrad degree, for part of it I was in Borneo for 3 months. I didn't know if physically I could do it for 3 months. Borneo, very humid, very hot, and in the middle of a rainforest. So I was like, yeah, if I don't do, I've got it.
Yeah.
If I don't go and see what happens, I'm always gonna regret it. And I went and absolutely loved it. It was so much fun. I'd be helping out with like assisting with research on monitor lizards and pythons and tarsiers, which are small primates, And I was like, how is this my day-to-day life right now? The centre was based on a river. Go on boats on that river to get to various sites.
Right.
But we weren't allowed to, we couldn't swim in it, couldn't go in the water because it was too dangerous.
Okay.
Because, like, crocs, pythons, and
all the fun stuff.
all the fun stuff. It just so quickly became normal life.
Yeah.
On my own, I had been to Namibia maybe a couple of years before Borneo, again volunteering on a wildlife rehabilitation centre, only for 3 weeks. So 3 weeks versus 3 months. I finished my master's degree in September 2019. I then travelled to Australia. So I have family in Perth, so I stayed with them for kind of a couple of weeks. I then went off travelling on my own, so I hired a car and just drove myself around Western Australia. And then I also then went to Brisbane, Tasmania and Uluru. I work as an ecological consultant. So full-time I started in June 2020. I managed projects.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of getting everything organised and kind of writing technical reports and ensuring the client's happy, that kind of stuff. And so it's challenging, but I mean,
Good challenge.
Yeah, always good challenge. Yeah, I always love a challenge, so yeah, I love it. I really, really love it. Well, this is my flat. So I bought a flat I moved in last March. It's a 2-bed flat in Basingstoke.
And you've got roommates. On cue.
On cue. So I have 9 rooms. And I know people are either going to go, oh, cool, or ew. But I mean, kind of without stepping stones, no way would I have gone to uni, no way would I be doing this.
Yeah.
They instilled confidence in me, the confidence that I didn't have. If you'd have told my 10-year-old self that at 28 I would have an undergraduate degree and a master's, be owning my own flat, be working in a job I love full time, kind of have travelled to Australia and Borneo and South Africa and Namibia and wherever else I've been, I'd have thought you were completely insane.